All right, here we go. So a little number we call Give Me Some Sugar, Little Honey, Natural Bee.
Come on now, give me some sugar, give me some sugar, little honey bee. Don't be afraid. Come on now, give me some sugar, give me some sugar, little honey bee. Don't be afraid. Not gonna hurt you. I wouldn't hurt my little.
You see him?
I don't see him.
Nathan Carver! We're calling you out!
Let's get him. There he is. Come here, give us a hug.
Get over here, baby! Let's go shoot a podcast!
All right, let's shoot a podcast. All right.
Welcome to Real Estate Success Partner. We're your hosts, Devin and Dubuc,
David and Nguyen.
and we're here to talk about how to have great success in any market. Today, guys, we've got a special treat for you. We're here outside of Van Alstyne, Texas at Cold Springs and Nathan Carver's bee farm. Nathan is part of the Success Partners, right?
Yes.
With Steve Kyle's team and one of our best friends from the Freedom Club, Nathan Carver. So glad to have you here, brother.
It's
welcome
great.
to the show, man.
Thank you for inviting me to do this, and I'm
100%.
happy to have y'all out here. It's been fun morning already.
It's been unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Yeah, this place is beautiful. You've got just another slice of heaven out here, and you're doing something cool. We actually came out here. You got some honey out here, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's bees back there.
There's bees back there. They're very active.
They are very active today. In fact, our cameraman, John, he found out the hard way. He might have got stung.
Once or twice.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Well, you've definitely got a sweet operation out here, and you're cranking out some honey, but you're also cranking out homes. You've been helping a lot of people by leading them to homes as well. Is that correct?
That's correct. Follow the daily success plan from Freedom Club, Mortgage Marketing Animals.
That's right.
Started off at it badly, and
Don't we all? Don't we all?
and I just stick to it, and I trust the plan. And
That's right.
The plan has tested me, is testing me,
That's right.
and I'm seeing results.
But let's talk about that because you're no stranger to helping people. In fact, based on our conversation recently, we just got back from Tampa, Florida. We were at one of the Freedom Club events out there. We talked a little bit about your background, and you were in the military. You've been helping people.
Yeah.
You've saved lives.
Yep.
You've saved lives, man. You've seen some crazy stuff, man. And thank you for the service.
you're
I
welcome.
told you there, but I'm going to tell you here in front of our audience because you're a special kind of awesome, man.
Oh, well, thank you.
No, you are 100%, man, and that's one of the main reasons we wanted to have you here is because you're just a great guy, and the mortgage is part of that. But if people really get to know you, they get to know what a big heart you have and how you've genuinely been helping people your entire life. Even after your service in the military, you were helping people get around town with the Uber driving as well, right?
Yep,
So
yep.
you're a hard worker. You've worked your way to where you are today, and you're just doing some great things out there, man.
Yeah, I would just say, the right coaching and doing the right activity, up market, down market, you can grow a business.
That's accurate.
Yep.
It's so well, and you shared a little story with me, and I don't know how far we'll go into that, but we always talk about success, and we know success is for a lot of people monetary value, but a lot of it's also personal growth in our families, growth in the people that we're helping. But we also talk about the fact that success, it doesn't happen overnight. Right. And, I think you've got two different stories here on the growth of your success because we talk about the mortgage side, but you've also got an investment side. And, it's funny how people go, man, look at him. He's an overnight success. Right. he had all this thing happen just right out of, and you told me a story about getting involved in some investments and you had a great idea And it wasn't a day ago, and it wasn't a week ago. It was years ago, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So I do apartment complex.
You do.
As a passive investor.
Yeah.
And 15 years ago,
15 years ago.
I met with a guy who's an expert in the apartment complex
That's right.
world. And I just asked him, took him to lunch.
Yeah.
And I asked him, I said, what do I have to do
Yeah.
to become an apartment investor? And he walked me right through it. And I said, I'm going to do that, and I will invest with you. It took me 10 years.
10 years.
To get to the point financially
where you could do the investing.
where I could be a passive investor. And
right.
and that was 5 years ago when I pulled the trigger on that. And that first apartment complex that I invested in comes full maturity in December. So I'm looking forward to seeing that entire process and that return. So I'll definitely do that again.
Well, let's talk about that because, when we talked, you said, hey, I've got this apartment complex, and I'm thinking, maybe 8 units, right? How many units?
167.
167 units, right?
Yeah.
167 units. But some might go, because when you talk about that story and say, yeah, I'm about to cash in on my first investment, they go, overnight success. Right?
No.
Not so much.
Not at all.
15 years, right? Of saving and grinding and believing in what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
And now here you are getting the spoils of that, but that wasn't an overnight success, right? You had the discipline to do the activity that it took to save the funds to be able to invest in that property. And I wanted to bring that up because I think a lot of people out there, especially people that tune into our show, they're looking at, how do you have success? And people want it right now, right? And I think that segues into the second part of the success that you're having with the mortgage industry, right? You got into the mortgage industry. You were fairly new to it, and you found a way to create success in this industry. But again, was it overnight?
Not at all.
Yeah,
not at all. It took. So this is my 4th year in the industry.
Yeah,
and when the market changed, I either had to change or get out.
That's
a lot of people were faced with that A/B choice, right? And and I knew enough to know that I didn't know what I didn't know. So I was like, we're going to find somebody to teach me or to learn. I've got to figure this out. And surely somebody else has already figured it out. So
that's true.
That's how I came to Mortgage Marketing Animals
and the Freedom Club.
And the Freedom Club.
Yeah.
And I just, to the best of my abilities, have tried to surrender to what they teach and to be disciplined to the things that they teach us to do. I'm not going to invent anything.
Right.
I'm not. I mean, I have creative energy, and I put that into other things like my bees, and my bee farm, and the honey and all that. And when it comes to the mortgage business, I'm like, let's mimic and imitate and be like somebody that's where I want to be in the business.
Got a lot of bees going on.
Yeah, a lot of bees.
No, but that's right. And at the end of the day, I think what's great, and the audience needs to know this too, is you got in the industry 4 years ago, one of the best times to get in the industry. Right now, that's not necessarily the case, but you found a way to have success in this market while other people are failing and going, hey, man, this is the time to get out. You're getting in, and you're all in.
I'm all in.
Yeah.
I will tell you, this is my best year.
Best month?
Best month.
Best month right now in November. November of 2023, guys and gals.
Yes.
He's having his best month in this industry right now.
Right now. Just put in my 11th contract. So
that's stellar. And you've got 20 people working underneath you, right?
Yeah. No.
Just one.
Just me. I do have a team.
Yeah.
A sports team and all, but
well, your operations team, which we all have those, right? But you don't have, 3 pre-approval specialists. And,
nope.
No, it's just you cranking out the business, doing the hard work to create the success, and and you're having that right now.
But hang on a second. You didn't get the memo?
What memo?
We're having the worst year in mortgages ever, and you just said we had your best month ever. Hang on a second. You don't read those memos?
I don't read those memos. I literally don't. I don't have cable.
Yeah.
I don't subscribe to that. I'm an abundance guy. Y'all are abundance guys.
That's right. 100%.
2 different companies represented here with like-mindedness.
Well, that's what the Freedom Club does.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that real quick, because some people go, well, wait a minute, Nathan, you're a mortgage lender. but you don't work for our bank. We're Click and Close Mortgage, right? And the Dubuc team.
Yep.
And your Success Mortgage Partners, or SMP, and
Yep.
you're with the Steve Kyle's team. Why would we be sitting here having a podcast together if we're technically feuding it out, right?
Right. Because we are like-minded.
Yeah.
We are going in the same direction.
Yeah.
We are abundance people. Our mindset is an abundance mentality.
That's right.
And iron sharpens iron.
Iron sharpens iron.
You know,
And I think what it teaches also is we're not in competition with each other.
not.
Nope.
There's plenty of business out there. In fact, I'm just down the road. I've yet to come across one of your realtors.
yeah, see,
So
you're just down the road. You got a team member that lives in the same little
do.
town as
I
I
do.
do. You live over in Salina,
Salina.
which is like 10 minutes from me.
That's
and
right.
we have yet to run
Over a year.
into...
Yeah.
Over a year, we've yet
Yeah.
to run into a real estate agent that knows any of us.
It's a big cut,
and we're
guys.
working it. You know?
We are. Well, and that goes back to say, you're talking about iron sharpens iron, and one of the things that we say, and we share this with Steve Kyles, is we're better together, right?
Yeah.
Even if we're not working for the same mortgage team, if we can pool our resources together in times where other people are having failure, right, and utilize that as an opportunity to share secrets and ideas that are going to help everybody become more successful, right? We become more successful together. And I talk about this a lot. And if you follow the podcast, you follow any of our motivationals, people need to be well led in this industry right now. And that's a big part of what's happening here with the Mortgage Marketing Animals and the Freedom Club is we're leading each other to success.
That's true.
Yeah, 100%.
That is true. If I was a loan, well, I am a loan officer. If I was a loan officer that didn't have a place to call home as far as on the business side,
Yeah.
I would strongly encourage you to find a coaching organization.
Yeah.
100%, I would recommend Freedom Club. It's the top 1% of loan officers
question.
and mortgage brokers in the country. Gravitate to Freedom Club.
Yeah.
And they just lean and pour into each other.
That's it. I mean,
phenomenal.
Well, we just left an event in Tampa,
Mm-hmm.
as I mentioned in the beginning. And, what it really reminds me of is, back when I was a kid and my mom would send me to summer camp or to a church camp. And, you spend that whole, month sometimes it's 3 days. And you meet all these great people that you grow to love, right? And have friendships with. And those friendships last even after you leave. But that last day, man, it was kind of hard to separate. I remember boarding the plane. I'm like, man, I'm going to miss this because I'm going to miss my buddy Nate. And I'm going to miss my buddy Tamer up in New York, right?
Yep.
I'm going to miss my buddy Steve and my buddy Carl and Tammy and Rick. And I can go on and Marilee, right? And on and on and on, right? We've created a family with the Freedom Club. But there was something else that was pretty special about the Freedom Club. And that's, man, what did we learn while we were there?
Oh,
And
like-
Dave, you've been a part of these too. You get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, Nate. You were going to say something.
yeah, just some cutting edge technology that is coming out into the mortgage world.
Mind blowing.
Mind blowing. It is a game changer.
It is.
And then underscoring your process.
Yeah.
In how you attract business and real estate agents to
That's
work
right.
with. Underscoring that the technology piece
Is unbelievable.
is unbelievable. And the Freedom Club is on point with it. And if you
Cutting edge everything, right?
Yeah.
Anytime something new is being brought to market, we get that. And I talk about this, when you're a part of an organization like this, one thing that we found in this industry is that there's typically no manual. Right?
Right.
There's some things that tell you how to do products and, some stuff about compliance and guidelines, but there's nothing telling you that this is really a marketing business, right?
Right.
And how do you go out and market? No, nobody shares those secrets. And what the Freedom Club's done is they bring you together and they basically create a manual. And I say it's like McDonald's, right? When you start a franchise at McDonald's, they give you a handbook and they tell you how many employees you need. They tell you how much product you need. They tell you how to cut the fries and how long to fry the fries and how to make the shakes, right? It tells you everything, how to market the business, right? It tells you all that stuff. But when we get into this industry, oftentimes that's not the case. And what we found with the MMA and the Freedom Club is that everybody's sharing the ideas that they've utilized to have great success. And all you've got to do is go put your ears out and listen and then come back home and take action, and you can create activity in any market at any time. And that's because we've got this great coaching class that teaches us to do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then, daily you have your loan officer breakfast club.
That's right.
Which is a phenomenal way to start your morning in your business.
It is.
It is great.
Like-minded people getting together, right? Breaking coffee.
Yeah. Breaking coffee, listening to Frank, starting off with the word of the day, and
Powerful.
and jumping right into the activity that we're going to do for Monday through Thursday.
And seeing all our friends across the United States every single morning, right?
Yep.
Before most people are jumping on and starting their day, we're all hanging out together first thing in the morning, talking about what we're going to do that day to create great success. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, let's talk a little bit about when you joined the Freedom, because we kind of joined around the same time. I think we got 6 months on you about.
Yeah.
But whenever you joined this thing, what made you decide just to follow it blindly? Because
That's a great question.
Because I'll be real frank with you, we're a year or something into it, and we follow it blindly.
Yeah.
I trust in the process. Sometimes I don't know the outcome, but I believe in my mentors and the fellowship, and I don't question when they say do this, do it. I just do it blindly. So what's
Yeah. So I think for me, I was running goose eggs by every metrics for
Yep.
a solid 8 months.
Wow.
And it had come down to, is this or quit? And I'm like, I'm not quitting. I had burned that bridge already,
right.
and this is what I'm doing. And I felt a calling into the mortgage industry, and I had the licensing. I've already renewed my license a couple of times at that point, and at every time I did that, it's textbook stuff, but it's not.
Yeah.
Here's how you run your own business, and then. I sat on the third row back at a mortgage marketing animals event.
A boot camp?
A boot camp,
Let's go.
which is as close
And you're
as
familiar to boot camps, right?
Yeah.
You've
So that's
done it
as
before.
close as you can
A
get
3-day
to the
immersion,
front.
Yeah.
or 2-day immersion. I think the boot camps are 2 days, right?
2-day immersion.
Yeah, 2-day immersion.
The first 2 rows are reserved for the Freedom Club, so that is
Yes, sir.
that is the cream of the crop in the industry, and I'm on the third row back. The guy that's sitting right in front of me was in the 2 comma club, so he netted or grossed.
Let's talk about what's the 2 comma. Yeah.
Yeah, he grossed $1 million paycheck that year.
Yeah. So $1 million in W-2 income in 1 year from his efforts in the mortgage industry in a tough market.
In a tough market.
In a tough market.
which was 2022, right? January 2022. Is that what you said?
That was 2022. Yep.
Yep.
And then Carl White is on stage and rattles off the number of loans that he has closed that month.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm at 0. This guy in front of me is
Yeah.
$1 million company.
Making $1 million a year. Yeah.
And then there's this guy up on
Or more than $1
stage
million.
that's closing in the triple digits
Yeah.
in loans.
Triple digits,
And
that's
I'm
right.
like, I'm gonna shut up and listen.
Well, you're smart.
tuning in.
You're smart.
I'm
tuning
tuning in.
Well,
I'm gonna
there's-
do what that guy does. I'm gonna get as close to that as I possibly can. And
Yeah.
so,
And when you're doing it, That's the best part. You're doing it. You're taking the action. You're having the results. You're just getting started, and you're on your way to those $1 million years. And I can see it. I see it in what you're doing. I see it in the activity. But let's talk about that too. There's something fun we always talk about with the 2 Comma Club. What do we do when we make $1 million in this industry because we're following Carl White's plan? Do you know what we do with that everything to the right of the decimal point?
Yeah.
oh
Yeah,
yes,
Carl.
you gotta go to Carl. Everything to the right of the decimal point goes to Carl.
Yeah, so what we mean by that is if you make $1,139,000.20, we write a check for 20 cents and we send it to Carl White. And, that's a special thing because Carl cashes the check. But more importantly, he takes it and he staples it to the wall at his house. Because for him, that's that wall of dreams. These are people out there that followed his plan and followed it blindly and led it to becoming $1 million a year earners. And he gets to sit back and remember the stories and the journeys that these people took to get to that place. And Nathan and David, I already know there's a place on that wall for both of you guys.
Absolutely.
I see it in your futures because you guys do the activity. You do it on a massive scale. You do it every single week, and that's why there's no secret to it. Why you're having such great success right now, while other people are getting out. And let's premise that people getting out. Do you guys know? Here we are, faced in November of 2023. We're about to the end of the year. And the prediction is that another 30,000 loan originators will not renew their license in 2024. Right? So we've gone from an industry of over 250,000 originators to, by the beginning of 2024, 90,000 originators, right?
Yeah.
So when you talk about the cream of the crop, that's who we are. The cream of the crop. The guys that said, we're going to do what it takes, right? We're going to get up every day and do what it takes. And that's going to come back to our family here, helping motivate us and push us and coach us to find that great success in this industry.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. So here we are on your honey farm.
Yeah.
We had some fun. If you watch this thing, you're gonna love this one. We did some cool stuff out there. But so you're out there making honey with the bees. But there's something cool that you do with that too. What do you use the honey for?
Yeah.
Besides putting it on your toast.
That's his business card.
That's my business
It's a
card.
great marking.
It is.
On the back of it is my mugshot with a QR code, and then it says it is possibly the sweetest business card you'll ever taste. All of my real estate agent partners that I meet with, I give that as a gift to them, just a nice personal touch point with them.
I love it.
That they can take back to their home or office, and every time they go get a cup of coffee or tea, they get to see this.
I love it.
And then with my clients, when we close on their home, it's part of a welcome home package.
I love that.
That I send out to them and a thank you.
That's awesome.
So there's 2 touch points there with the real estate agent and the new homeowner.
I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. And doing business with Nathan Carver is as sweet as honey, right?
It's a personal touch. Hang on a second. It's just not just paying for marketing. You're out there doing it.
Yeah.
This is you putting your blood, sweat, and tears into this. I love it.
I see a QR code on here. Where does that go?
So that's going to take them right to my personal website.
Yeah.
And it's got a little
I'll
video.
tell you something you might want to do with this.
Yeah.
We did it with ours, and I think I'm going to give you a little shameless secret.
All right.
So
I'll take it.
we did a video that says thank you, and the QR code takes them to the video. So anytime they scan the back of that, they're going to see Nathan Carver say thank you, and then it's going to link them to the website.
Oh.
We do that through BombBomb.
Oh, nice.
That's kind of cool, right?
Yeah, that is.
Yeah. So just food for thought, right?
I do like that.
I'll give you one of our trade secrets, because we get comments on that. We've got people that get we don't do honey, we do jars, but we've got a little hidden code on the back of there, and it's our whole team saying thank you.
Yeah, y'all's marketing is on point. I look at what y'all do in the podcast world, and then how your communication pieces back and forth, and I'm like, man, y'all got it going. It's fantastic.
Well, we appreciate that. Yeah. At the end of the day, it's really this guy behind the cameras over here, John, that makes us look so good. So, I can't take the credit for that. David can't take the credit.
Nope.
It's definitely not these money makers over here. This isn't why you guys are tuning in, right? It's because John takes these things and makes them look super cool. And man, brother, we gotta give a shout out to our cameraman, especially after those 2 bee stings today. He deserves a little love, right?
Yeah.
He deserves a little love, man. But you too, brother. I see your videos, and I'll tell you what I love about the videos that you do, man. They feel very heartfelt. It feels like you care,
Yeah.
And I think that's so important, and that's part of who you are. It's part of your character. It's part of what makes you great. And, it's one of the main reasons we wanted to pair up with you over here and do this podcast, because I think we can have a nice little love fest over here, right?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, and plus David and I didn't get stung, so we're actually enjoying ourselves today.
2 for 2.
It's beautiful out here.
It is, man. You do. You've got a slice of heaven out here, man. You certainly do. That's good stuff. So, let's kind of talk a little bit more. So, in the industry for 4 years, having some really successful years. What's the future look like, right? What are you looking at doing with your business? Where do you want to take this thing?
Oh, so I've got aspirations for in 2025 to launch a branch.
That's awesome.
And I would love the opportunity.
And I knew that. We talked about it. Yeah.
And to coach and teach and raise up other loan officers and help in building a business in that aspect. That on the business side, my number one why personally for me is I love sailing. Here I'm out. I'm 2 spirits. I got 1 foot in the farm with hunting and farming.
Right.
and I got one foot in the beach.
You do.
And I
You do.
love sailing. And
You're a
I
Florida native, right?
Yep, Florida
yeah,
native.
Florida native.
Born there, grew up Texas, back and forth. And
Swimming with the gators.
Swim with gators, playing with bees. It's my life. So,
Sounds pretty dangerous, my man.
yeah. So there's that component of
Yeah.
my life, which I mean, I grew up sailing. It's a good tie into my father and our growing up. And
That's
then
awesome.
there's some charities that I'm very involved in that I have made some future commitments to, so I don't want to let them down. So,
Well, and you've gone out to the beach, and I think you've had kind of a Save the Turtles project going too, right? You had some turtles you were nurturing.
So I was over. I did watch it. I didn't have anything to do with it, but I would go out there every day and showcase
Yeah,
a block of sea turtles in the
right.
well, they're a nest, and
yeah.
they never hatch on my watch. But I did every kind of research I could, 'cause I just knew I was going to be there when they hatched.
Yeah.
And that's very rare.
We didn't get the payout.
We didn't get the payout.
That's okay, man. You know, just the fact that you spend it. That's what I think. You know, I'm getting at is you love nature.
Yeah.
You know, you like to be outside, whether it's on the beach or the countryside. You know, you're out there enjoying life, man. That's a part of our Freedom Club too. You know, we travel a lot together.
Yeah.
You know, Nathan, you and I met in Puerto Rico.
That's right.
And then since that time, I think we've seen each other in Asheville, right? You're in Nashville, yeah.
Tampa,
Clearwater.
Yeah,
Clearwater. Yeah.
Well, and there's a couple of guarantees at these events, and
Yeah.
the only way you're gonna get there, you're gonna have to get there before Devin or I get there, but we'll always be on the front row.
Front row, baby. Let's go.
That's
man.
right, front row, and all that knowledge is just I don't want to miss it.
You're up there, just we're glued
yeah.
in, man. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, if they say it starts at 8:30, I'm at
7:30.
Yeah,
7:30 every time. We're there while they're setting up. They haven't kicked us out yet, so they must love us.
Yeah.
No, that's great. Well, going back to the branch, you know, I just want to talk about that because now you're talking about something that's near and dear to my heart, right? You know, somebody asked me at one point in time, they said, Devin, you know, you run a branch, you don't produce anymore. You know, why? Why do you do that, right? And I'll tell you why. And it happened early on in my career. And I produced again in 2015 for a while. But one thing I love about this industry is helping families, right? We're helping families. We're leading them to homes, and we're making them successful in their personal lives. We're changing lives sometimes. We're creating generational wealth, and that's super important to me. It's one of the main reasons I got in this industry. But when you scale up to the branch manager and the non-producing, for me, there's a reason why I do that, right? What I found, Nathan, is that as a non-producing branch manager, I can help nurture loan officers and help them grow so that they can help their personal families and become the most successful versions of themselves. But because I can actually be at the top level and help coach more people, that means I'm helping more families, right? Because you have to think about that. If you can take a group of originators and you can make them the best they can possibly be, you're impacting so many lives because you're impacting their life, but you're also impacting the lives of those that they're influencing, right? And I think that's something special about being a branch manager. I think that may be a big part of the reason why you want to do it, is because it gives you that opportunity to lead back to what you love to do, which it's help people, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's huge, man. Dave, what about you, brother? I know we always got some great questions, man, and you've always got an interesting perspective on things. What do you got for Nathan here today?
I got a little question for him. 4 years in the mortgage business, what's the one moment or event that you hold most special in your heart? What was it? What's the defining moment that said, "This is why I want to be in the mortgage business. This is why I do it, and this is why I'm going to continue to do it"?
Yeah. Very first. Well, I say the most significant loan I've ever done to date. There was a widow.
Yeah.
And she had kids, and they were twins, toddlers, and helping them get their first home was a significant event for me. That's when I realized it was a calling. It wasn't numbers. It wasn't units and volume and all of that. It was a calling. And that was the first one, and there have been many, many, many more. And some of them I've done pro bono. It comes down to making the deal work because I know the situation.
Yeah.
And if I could, it pays you back. You help enough others.
Agreed.
You'll get what you're looking for. And that was the first one like that, and it's happened over and over and over when I've been able to write a loan for somebody, give them their set of keys for the very first time. Got a veteran right now. He's 71 years old, never owned a home his entire life, and he's about to buy his first home.
That's
amazing.
And
Amazing.
I'm like, this is a 70-year-old Vietnam vet.
Oh.
I'm a Iraq vet. We're both on the phone bawling.
Yeah,
So
I can't.
I'm like, just tears of joy, and that's the kind of thing that keeps me going. That's it.
I love it, Nathan.
It's a gift that gives over and over.
Over and over.
What a great answer. And really, I'll be real frank with you. Kind of my answer too. I'm selfish about it because me doing those kind of things give more to me than I could ever give them.
Yeah.
The feeling that I get, I'm about to cry now.
Yeah.
You know, whenever you're able to close
man.
the deal for them and you see the opportunities that they thought they could never have.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I'm tired. I'm turned up now because
you
I
care,
can
brother,
remember
'cause you're
It's-
passionate
I'm
about
selfish about it. You
Yeah.
know, guess what? I'll say it. I do this over and over for the feeling it gives me because it's a blessing.
And
It
we're
really
in
is.
relation with.
Oh, yeah.
We're in relationship with those homeowners.
Oh yeah,
That's
forever.
right.
Forever.
Forever.
The way
That- that-
Because
run
we
our
don't lose
business.
sight of our homeowners.
Yeah.
We follow up with them. We talk to them. You know, we have appreciation for them. You know,
Yeah.
it doesn't stop after the transaction.
But what's the saying? People who always have how you made them feel the last time you felt.
Yeah.
So forever, that widow's anchored to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How you made her feel.
And that vet that you're working with right now, when you're leading him to his first home, and think about that, 71 years old, never owned a home, patron out there fighting for our country. I'm sure, you know, has a lot of scars left behind, and now he's finally becoming a homeowner, and that's because of you, Nathan.
Yeah.
You know, you're making that happen for him, brother. You know, and while we're touching on the veteran thing, you told me a story, you know, in Tampa about. Is it okay if we talk about Colombia and kind of what you did over there?
Yeah, we can talk about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I'd love, you know, share that story because you did something amazing for our country, and I think it's important to, you know, to let the world know how special you really are, brother. You know?
Oh, thanks. Let's see. So Colombia, back, let's see, during, I guess, after 9/11, there was a flight down in Colombia. It had a national and 4 U.S. citizens, Department of Defense individuals, and their plane went down in the jungles, the rainforest in Colombia.
Yep.
And they, out of dumb luck, they landed right on top of the FARC, which is the drug cartel, anti-government militant group there. Well, they executed the pilot, and they took captive the 4 Americans and held them for 4 years.
Right.
With a 2-year span of no proof of life. I was on a team that was
Elite team. Let's put that out there.
Well, I'm a little out of shape.
We're gonna
since
honor
then.
you, my man. We're gonna honor you. Yeah.
This team was tasked by the federal government to find them and bring them home, and we over years established a recovery method to reintegrate them back into the U.S., their families, and then we would go down to Colombia and look for them. And while we were looking for them, this is public now, so we were inventing or testing radars that would strong enough to penetrate triple canopy rainforest, and it got so great at what we were doing that we could see the trails, we could see the footprints, the heat signature,
right?
Yeah,
Kinda like the Predator,
This
right?
no kidding.
Yeah.
Think Predator,
Yeah.
and that's exactly
The heat sensing.
The heat sensing stuff was it, and now in the civilian world, we now know it as LiDAR. Anyway, I had a piece of that in going down there quite a bit, and then eventually this orchestrated recovery. They tricked the FARC, got them to all meet, and they captured everybody. Not a shot was fired,
And did we find the people?
and we got our 4 Americans back.
our
It took
people
4
back.
years to do that.
Brother, thank you. For
Yeah,
That's awesome, man.
yeah, that was a neat deal. So I had a part in that.
I told you, man. You know, this guy is an amazing person, and you know, again, I know it's tough to talk about some of the things that you've seen and been a part of, but I think that's a beautiful story that you should be proud of, man. Because I'm honored knowing you. And knowing that I know some of that it was a part of bringing some of our Americans back home, man.
Yeah, it was
It's
a neat,
amazing stuff.
unbelievable experience.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, Nathan, as much as I love being out here, and I literally could spend days out here, and I'm coming back, brother. I'm coming back. You're gonna have to kick me off. You know, we've got to end these things at some point.
Yeah.
Son. You know what did we not talk about today that we should have?
Oh gosh, did we talk about a bad economy? No,
We don't do that.
we don't do that.
That's not
Did
in our
we talk about
vocabulary.
interest rates? No,
No, we sure didn't.
I think we
sure
covered the important things.
didn't. Yeah, we did, brother. We did. Well, Nathan, if the people out there want to find you, right, here we are giving a plug to the competition, right? But we should, because
Yep.
if you want to work with somebody, a hardworking, caring individual that's a patron to our country, right, that will lead you and lead you well, you're going to want to find Nathan Carver. And Nathan, how do they find you, brother?
NateCarver.com. NateCaver.
Almost too easy. We'll put that down below too in the comments. NateCarver.com. That's the best way to get in.
That's it.
That's it. Nate, Nate Carver, CarVer.com. Great stuff, brother. Nate, again, Nathan, Nate, I love you, brother. You know, you're a great friend and part of a community that I'm just proud to be a part of. I'm honored to be here with you today. Thank you for having David
Absolutely.
and I. David, anything you'd like to say here before we wrap this thing up?
No, this was fun. I try to get my fill of Nate when I can, because when you surround yourself with people like Nate, he gives me more than I could, possibly give. I'm a better person because I'm around him.
That's right.
I could feel it.
We're better together.
Yeah.
We're all, let's link arms, guys. We're better together, baby. We're better
Yes.
together. Freedom!
Freedom!
I love it. Well, we're your real estate success partners. I'm Devin and Dubuc.
I'm David Nguyen.
And if you want to check us out, you can find us at therealestatasuccesspartners.com. Again, or partner.com. Again, that's therealestatasuccesspartner.com. We're also on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio. And, if you want to check us out on YouTube and watch the video, and this one you probably do, we did some cool stuff with it. It's going to be at the Dubuc team. Again, that's the Dubuc team. And that's on IG, Facebook, and YouTube. Until the next time, we will see you then.
Bye, guys.
Hey, do you see him?
I don't
Hey,
see him.
Hey, let's get some of this honey. Let's get some honey. Let's get it. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go.
Thank you.